Hulk smash! Boy, that felt good. Good to release that. Hello, everyone. Troy David here at Flashback Comics in Woodbridge, Virginia, and I am back on the Bounding Into Comics channel to talk about my favorite 5 Hulk battles. Number 1, Hulk versus the Abomination. As was typically the case with Silver Age Marvel stories, many of the opponents came as products of the Cold War, and the Abomination was no exception. A Soviet Union spy planted at the top-secret Gamma base to sabotage the base exposed himself to Bruce Banner's Gamma machine and transformed himself permanently into the raging green-skinned monster, the Abomination. The Abomination maintained his own intellect and personality. However, he was somewhat mad with power. At that time, his strength level was significantly greater than the Hulk's, and it was only through Robert Bruce Banner's ingenuity that the Abomination's strength was reduced to a level where the Hulk could defeat him in hand-to-hand combat. In their first encounter, however, in Tales to Astonish, the Abomination soundly defeated the Hulk and leapt away, kidnapping Betty Ross. The Abomination would be taken away by the alien powerhouse, the Stranger, and we would later see the Abomination acting as a super servitor to the Stranger. Number 2, Hulk versus Juggernaut. We're familiar with the unstoppable stepbrother of Dr. Charles Xavier, Cain Marko, also known as the Juggernaut, empowered by the Crimson Gem of Cyttorak, giving him phenomenal power, tremendous invulnerability, and the ability to move forward and be unable to be stopped. Nothing stops the Juggernaut, or so it is said. The Juggernaut battled the Hulk in the pages of Incredible Hulk 172, and in fact, the Hulk had his hands full with this mega powerhouse. However, the Hulk was able, at the conclusion of this battle, to remove the helmet from Juggernaut and drop him at the feet of Professor Charles Xavier, who was able to use his telepathy to shut Cain down. That seems a little anticlimactic, perhaps, but the battle between the Hulk and the Juggernaut was, as you might expect, one of some epic smashing in the desert at Gamma Base, Incredible Hulk 172. Number 3. Hulk versus Speed Freak. In the previous examples, I named characters who were physically able to battle the Hulk, strength for strength, ounce for ounce. Speed Freak was a character who was not superhumanly strong, but what he did possess was super speed, the result of a pharmaceutical chemical, and a suit lined with secondary adamantium and razor-sharp adamantium blades, one on each arm. Speed Freak was himself not necessarily a great Hulk opponent. However, the story, written by Peter David and illustrated by Dale Keown, also was the story that featured the death of Jim Wilson. Jim Wilson was a young man that befriended the Hulk much earlier in his career during a time that Rick Jones was absent from these pages. Jim Wilson would persist as a well-loved, endearing secondary support character to the Hulk, and when he contracted AIDS, a result of the HIV virus, and died, it was touching, it was heartwarming, it was very sensitively written by Peter David at that time. And so, while Speed Freak himself isn't necessarily a great Hulk villain, the story with Speed Freak and the death of Jim Wilson is an emotionally stirring story. Number 4, Hulk versus Red Hulk. It was the 2000s, and we were given a new opponent to face the Incredible Hulk, and this opponent was shrouded in mystery. We saw him, this large, red-skinned, muscle-bound hulking character who was intelligent, who clearly had military training, who was comfortable with military equipment, who seemed to have some dispassionate dislike of the Russians. Who was the Red Hulk? Ultimately, it would be revealed that the Red Hulk was none other than General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross himself. I named the Red Hulk because Thaddeus Ross, Thunderbolt Ross, had such a lengthy history with the Hulk. Primarily his military nemesis from the very introduction in Incredible Hulk #1 in 1962, culminating in the transformation into the Red Hulk. We had seen so much bad blood pass between these two characters that once Ross had physical power, once Ross had the ability to stand toe-to-toe with the Hulk to match his military tactical wits against the mind of the Hulk, whether it be the rampaging Monster Hulk or Bruce Banner himself, Red Hulk was a character not only with strength, but history, with an emotional connection, and that is why I name him as one of the Hulk's greatest hits. Number 5, Hulk versus Wolverine. That's right, no retelling of the Hulk's greatest battles would be complete without Wolverine. Incredible Hulk 180 and 181, we are introduced to the diminutive Canadian who was given the assignment to bring the Hulk down with his adamantium claws and his enhanced strength and speed. He certainly put up a good fight. He also had to contend with Wendigo, the man-monster from the Canadian wilds at that point in time. Certainly Wolverine with his berserker rages and the Hulk with his berserker rages. These are two characters that see similarities in each other, and they see enough similarities that they probably really truly don't like each other very much. That's my top 5 Incredible Hulk greatest hits, and perhaps you have some that you agree with me. Perhaps you have some where you disagree with me. I would certainly be interested in interacting with you. Drop me a line and let me know what you think. And thank you again for joining me here on the Bounding into Comics channel.